Alright folks, please excuse my mess out here in my shop where I build arrows, but you clicked on this video, so I'm sure you probably have issues shooting your straight fletching. And we've all watched the elk videos where they're making long range shots, or the tack archery shoots where they're shooting 100 yards and you see their arrow and it looks beautiful. It's flying good, especially those elk shots you see with the big fixed blade. And you do that at home, you get your bow tuned, everything's tuned. You've done all the tuning there is to do, but yet you still, when you shoot with a lighted nock, you see it, just do a little bit of that. That's why you need offset fletching. Now, you need to get some spiral. The old style was helical, okay? That really applies to right wing, left wing feathers. When you're doing fletchings, it's mostly an offset. It's not a true helical, but it's an offset. It's a degree of angle that it sets on there crooked. Gives it its spin. And you know, I'm an older guy. For years I struggled with getting set up. I had the Joe Jan Fletcher and all the angles, and it was constantly tinkering. Arrows never stuck. So I found something now that's very affordable, and it's cheap to do, cheap to buy. I'll show you that in a minute. But first I'm going to show you why you think, I shoot fine with my straight. I'm going to show you why you might reconsider going to offset. Anyway, I've got my spinner set up here, and I'll get the camera set up on it. And I'm going to run some air over a straight fletch. Then I'm going to run some air over top of a offset vane, and you'll see the difference. Hold on. Alright, I'm hoping y'all can see this. This is my straight fletched arrow. Of course, it's been setting up. It's got a little bend on the fletching, so it does have a little bit of something going on there, but this is just a straight fletched arrow that I've been shooting for years. And it's got a little wear where it's been laying on the table. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you set it on a spinner. I got this spinner here, spins freely. Now I'm going to give it a little, just give it a little bit of air, because I mean, you're not getting 120 psi flying through the air. So I'm going to try to hold this. Of course, if I blow it full blast and get it off center, it's going to spin. But if I can line this up straight, and please excuse the noise, you watch this arrow. Now you see how that's just kind of knuckleballing. It's just sitting there. Sometimes it wants to spin, sometimes it wants to go back the other way. So when you shoot, that's when you're getting those arrows that go with the lighted nock. You see that? That's what's happening. Now then, I'll show you one that I fletched with this new fletcher that I'm about to show you. If I can line that up. You see how those veins look fat? Where they got that twist on them? Now this is a 2-degree offset on a 3-inch Vane Tech blade. 2 degrees. Hold this down. Well, as you can see there, very little air. If I can hold it, very little air does it take to get this thing spinning. Alright, 2-degree offset. See the difference? That's how you watch those long range shots. Those long range 100-yard shots, and you see that fletching just going 2-degree offset. Alright, now how do you do it? Well, like I said, I bought the Joe Jan left helical, right helical. I've tried them all, and I could get them on there. It seemed like one time they do alright, but the fletching's constantly coming off, or I didn't have something just lined up perfect, because you have to set those up and really have to maneuver them around to get it where you want it. So I'm about to show you the product that I found. I think it was $45, which is crazy ridiculous for a fletcher. But hold on, let me get the camera, move back a little bit, and I'll show it to you. Alright, here it is. Goat Tuff GT Arrow Fletcher. You see the back of it, there's a thing of everything that comes with it. The first thing that comes with it is the actual fletching jig. Now this has different plates you take in and out for different desired amounts. This is I think it's a 3 1/4 inches long. They do up to 3 1/4 inches long. And I don't know if you can see this. Maybe if I turn on some more lights in here. I don't know if you can make that out. But this is a 3 1/4 2-degree offset. Okay. It has these little marks on it that fit on this little thing to set how far away you want your actual fletching from the end of the arrow. I'm running it on the 1/2 inch slot. So I just simply put it in there where I want, because I'm shooting 3-inch fletchings. This is 3 1/4 inch long. It'll do. You just pop it in there like that. There's that little notch, different spacing. So we got that accomplished. Okay, I'm shooting a 2-degree offset. If you're shooting a 4-inch fletching, it comes in a 1-degree offset, and it comes in a 1/2 degree offset. So you have your option there, 1 degree or 1/2 degree. Now, you blazer vane, the really short guys, we have one that does 2-inch, and it'll do it on a really aggressive 3-degree. And there's no setup. There's nothing more than clicking this in and putting your arrow in it and doing it. So give me a minute, I'll get one ready to fletch. I'll show you how this works. Alright, first off, it comes with this little, this is for 3 fletches. It pops right there on your nock, as you can see. It also comes with the 4 fletch option, which is nice if you want to shoot 4 fletch. I might do that next. I don't have enough fletching to go around, so I've always shot 3, probably will continue to, but anyway, here's how you do it. Okay, this is where that little nock, the thing on your nock's gonna set in this. So this would be your big end of the fletching. As you can see, I got it set in that 1/2 degree notch. Now you don't want to get a lot of excess glue and get it on here. You do need to wipe it off after every one. I've got me a bottle, I got me a little bit of acetone. When I get done at the end of the day, I simply take the one I'm using, drop it in this bottle, turn it this way, the way the whole thing, soak it. And when I come back out here the next time, take a little brush, just a little plastic brush, clean it up, get all that residue off of it. But anyway, you just want to slide it in there. And if you're like me, for years I struggled with getting too much glue or not getting enough glue, and I think I have finally solved the riddle. Alright, now I've got glue down in my nozzle. What I like to do is put one on the end, on each end. Then I go one right in the middle, just making little dots. Sometimes your thing sticks to it and you got to scoot it back. Alright, now on this 3-inch I do it every 1/2 inch, basically. So I have 7 little dots there. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 3 I did at the beginning. Okay, now I got 7 dots. Now I'm just going to use the end of this to kind of just dab it along and paint it along. I just spread it down there. I'm not squeezing the bottle, I'm just using the tip to spread my glue. And it helps to have really good light when you do this. I got a light right above this so I can see. Alright, so now I'm going to just look down there. I got it spread out evenly. I've got the whole thing covered. I usually go and clean the tip of my bottle off, put the top back on it. You got time. Keep your glue from drying out. Alright. Now then, I'm particular about how I set it up, so I got this turned exactly where I want it, where my odd vane's going to line up with the seam of this. So now I'm going to take this right here, figure out which one it is. I'm going to slide it into this hole right here. And then you got these 2 little spring-loaded things here. Now what I'm going to do down, I'm going to push these all the way down for 30 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, and then back up out of there. Now we have an offset vane. See at 2 degrees? That one's done. So I always set that one up. I got me a rag that I keep kind of a little bit of alcohol out here to soak it in it. Little measuring cup. You're wondering what all this stuff is. Of course, I come out here ill prepared to do this. Alright, now I'm just going to wipe my excess glue off, because I don't want my veins sticking to this plastic piece. Alright, so I got that wiped down with the alcohol. I'm ready to move on to the next one. Again, we just repeat this process. Set it in there. Got a little bit of build up on my tip. One on the end, one in the middle, one on the other end, then space them out about every half inch. Something like that. Now take your tip again. It's like you're painting a picture. Making little small brush strokes. Like Bob Ross said, happy little veins, I think. Or was that trees? I don't know. Anyway, we got a good coat on that one. I mean, that's all it is to it. You don't get that much runoff from it. This one here might be a little heavy, but we'll see. Now I'm just going to rotate to the next hole. Slide it in there. Be sure it's sitting on there like that. Hold it down 30 seconds. 1001, 1002. Back up out of there. The one I always done, as you can see, I mean, it ain't perfect, but it's pretty good on the glue. Again, we're just going to repeat that process. Come in here and wipe my little fletching jig down again with a little bit of alcohol. And this right here is just like a lens wipe, but they dry out so quick I gotta put a little alcohol in that to keep it wet. Wipe it off good. We're ready for our third and final one. Again, we're just going to repeat the same process. Now I will say this. 30 seconds is really all it needs. You pull it out. But if you want to, it is possible. This Fletcher did come with little clamps. So you line that up. I wouldn't suggest it, because if you got too much glue, your fletching is now going to be glued to your jig. But you got these little springs like a clothespin. You squeeze it. Actually, it's down here. I don't ever use it, so let me get it turned around here. You can clamp it on there like so, both ends. I'm hitting this nail down there. So I mean, you can use it like that, but like I said, if you have any runoff of glue that's on this surface, then they're going to end up glued together. So personally, 30 seconds is long enough. I mean, you're not going to take them out and shoot them right away. You just have to be careful with them while they're drying. Which, like I said, I always turn the last one I fletched up, just so I don't bump it. Alright. So we're sitting here now. Let's go and do our third and final one on this arrow. Back up out of there. Now while I got this on here, I always use it to index my knock where I actually want it. Something like that. Pull it off. I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But now we got 2-degree offsets. And we got us a spinning arrow. So again, like I said, you want a reminder, Goat Tuff GT Arrow Fletcher. I think they're $45, and you can't beat that for an arrow fletcher. So I hope this helps. I hope this gets you sending those, making some of them videos where I can watch it, that arrow just sliding through there, spinning like a football or a bullet. So anyway, get rid of the knuckleball, put you some offset on there, get tighter groups at longer range, fix broadheads. Appreciate you watching.